I'm making a retro fantasy platformer called Questknight. I want to talk about the level I used for the game's reveal trailer, which just came out. You can see it's a pretty plain dark hallway, and that was by design. I hopped into my 3D modeling program of choice and created a simple set of meshes to use. There's really only 4 models used here, maybe 4-ish. And then I just repeated them down the scene until I had a decent length hallway. For textures, I knew it needed something, but I also knew it didn't need a whole lot, because the scene was going to be pretty dark. So, I threw together a quick stone texture in Photoshop and brought that into my scene. I projected that onto every surface in the level, and voila! We had textures. And I made a separate tile texture for the floor. But, without lighting, it kinda looks like crap. So how do we light a retro scene? Well, lighting in Unreal can be super expensive to render, and I don't mean it costs a lot of coins. If we use all the modern fancy tools Unreal has for lighting and just call it a day, we'll quickly find that the game runs like poo. Old games used a lot of tricks to fake lighting, because they kind of had to. Now, we don't have to, but I really wanted to. I figured the best way to make a game that looks and feels old is to use the old ways. You might have noticed that the main character doesn't have any actual lighting or shadows on him. That's because he's positively glowing, thanks to an emissive material. When a material's emissive, that means it can be seen even without actual light. Later on, we might have to give him a bit of shading, maybe using an old technique called Vertex-based lighting, which is exactly what we're going to do for our level. Luckily, Unreal Engine has a fancy tool just for this, Vertex painting. This allows you to take any mesh inside Unreal and apply color data to the vertices that make up the 3D model. In basic terms, this tells the engine what color each vertex is. For our use, it gives us a set of value that we can use as an alpha to mask a brighter, emissive version of the color texture, which we plug into the emissive node on the material. So this lets us paint over our model to decide which parts are lit and which parts are unlit. And just like that, we have a lit level. And now we gotta light the character. But that might be a topic for next time. Thanks for watching. If you feel like you learned something, drop a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on Questknight.